Beautiful, B. That's
My D, how you living?
feeling good, man. We got Moruf, Mookie, Melodic. You know what I can't even do a proper introduction. I'm gonna try, man. We got. I mean, how could I do this to really try to even summate what it is? Let me just try. Rapper, artist, human
Yeah, yeah,
vibe, husband,
yeah.
new father, son,
Yeah,
hailing from Jersey, in New
yeah,
York, roots
yeah.
in Nigeria.
Yeah. You got to throw community activists, LOE. You know what I mean? We do mentorships in back in my hometown of Irvington, New Jersey as well. We did our first annual John last year. It was beautiful. But yeah, I appreciate you, brother.
This is amazing, man. You know how it is. I've been like vibing on your energy for a few months now. I just feel like you got the right energy for the moment. Like the time that we're in, I feel like your energy is what it needs to be. Like that's what we see. And you got to drink it. See what I'm saying? Like you ready? Like
I'm
your energy
saying, like,
what we need.
we had, like, yo, man, it's crazy. In the midst of this madness, it's a lot to be grateful for. It's a lot to be, like, happy about. I could say that on a personal level. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I just try to keep that energy going. And whatever I put out there, you know, we have our days, you know, but for the most part, even if, you know what I mean, just want to throw niggas good energy in whatever format I can do that. Yeah.
No, man, I've been receiving it, man. And just so we can be very, very clear, I want this episode to be experimentational. You know, I want to do something different.
Yeah.
I need the tiny mic. Where is it? Where's the tiny mic? I mean,
what are you talking about?
This is how I'm imagining this one.
Yeah.
I want experimentation. I want vibe. I want you just to, whenever you feel like it, pick up the mic and go. Whatever you want to preview, whatever you want to share. I don't know. I want this shit to be just completely free flowing water. Right? Mm-hmm. So if you just catch a vibe, catch the vibe.
Got you. Say no more. I appreciate what you're doing, yo. I've been watching from afar.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I just think dialogue in general is great. And it's funny, like, even, you know, just individuals that you might have known for a minute, but, you know, with interviews, you find out so much that you never known, you know, and I just think it's a great thing, man. It's needed for sure, bro.
Appreciate that, bro. It's just something about, like, for me, conversation, that connection, that exchange, that's like the true fruit of life. Like, you could live your whole entire life one way, meet one person, and your whole life could be changed forever. There's not too many things in life that it could be like that. Even experiences that people, like, really get deep into nowadays. Like, there's nothing like that. People that change our lives internally and externally. I meet you share some energy with me. I'm looking at things differently. Like, just imagine having an experience with a person, like, just who is on a different sort of wave and a different sort of vibe, them going to a place that you would never go by yourself, them put you on to something that you would never do by yourself, get food that you never get. Like, all vibes, you know what I mean? And to me, the sharing is all that matters, because the more people you share, the more knowledge you get. It's like, you can read a book, but why not go to the source?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you talking. That's a fact. And that's why I'm pro collaboration, just in general. You feel me? That kind of just reminds me of the importance of even me being an artist and, like, what I get out of collaboration. I used to be the type of artist I just make music in my mother's house, like, and that was me. I'll go to the studio and hoard it. I don't want nobody to hear it. But I remember when I got the opportunity to actually collaborate with a producer or even other artists, get feedback, it just gave me energy and ideas that I wouldn't have thought of on my own. And it goes back to conversation just in general. So this is all healthy, for sure. All healthy.
But how's life been on a serious note? Just to talk about fatherhood. Like I said, you've been making husbandhood look great. You making fatherhood look great. Baby Nova looking beautiful,
Thank you, bro.
Looking righteous. You know what I mean? She looks like she's getting all the good energy from you too. This is something about you and your wife's connection it just looks glorious. I can't even put into words. It's just something like this, a real love, like a 90s Mary J. Blige type of love too. You know what I mean? Like, when I was young and I imagined love is what you guys seem to have, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. First and foremost with fatherhood, it's just that shit is beautiful. It's beautiful as fuck. Even just from when Regina was pregnant and just seeing her, I don't know, just on, like, it just kind of really like, wow, like that's me and you. Like, it's really like, oh, that's really like, yo, we are all really seeds, bro. Like, I don't mean to sound like the high guy at the party, but like, we're all really seeds, and it was just amazing that I had the capability and ability to plant a human seed, and she is growing inside of my wife, and she is nurturing it, the soil, watering it, and it's just like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a privilege. You feel what I'm saying? More than anything, it is a privilege. And the day she was born, August 1st, it was just like, it was amazing. Like, to see her come out of Virginia, I was like, yo, women are aliens. They are different. Like, my respect level for women in general, different. I always respect the women. You get me? But just to see what she went through to bring life, it was just like, wow. Like, men could not do that. If men had babies, it'd be 50 niggas in this world.
Period. It'd be like, Papa, yo,
it'd probably be like 75 motherfuckers in this world. if men had babies, it's just like, just women's ability to just to do so. It was just like, wow, it's beautiful. And now, she's here. She just turned 3 months on the 1st, and it's like I fall in love with her more and more every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you guys know I'm an artist and whatever, and I'm also, I counsel mentally challenged youth and adults. I went to school for whatnot. So when I get off of work, I come home. It's just like, damn, to see shorty, like, I came, when I walked in today, like, she heard my voice and she started smiling. That was so fire to me. And it's just a beautiful thing. And me and Regina are really aware. We try to be as aware as possible, the type of energy that's around her now. Like, all couples get into their shit, but if anything, if we have a little test, we we just try to make sure the energy she is surrounded by is as positive as possible. Even if she spit up and she start crying, like, we just be like, yay, woo-hoo-hoo, little spit up. You feel me? We just, and even from the vibrations, from the music, from the things she reads, for the things that we read her. And it's just like, I just really want to give her the energy that I had growing up, because I grew up in a house full of love, and also the things that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful, it's a privilege. It's a great thing, man. It's fire. And my whole perspective on fatherhood has changed, because when I was young, I'm not going to hold you, I was afraid. I had a fear of getting married and becoming a father, because to me that was like, nigga, you're old. It's over. You are washed. And I don't know, that was just like one of my biggest fears, to be like the wise dude. I ain't gonna hold you. Then I'm being, I'm gonna keep it 100 this whole time, nigga. You know my vibe.
Keep it 100.
So,
man.
Come on, bro. So to see other homies, shout out to my homie Adrian. He's based out of Chicago. Amazing brother. That's my brother for life. Adrian just had a baby probably like 4 or 5 years ago. He got married probably like 2-3 years before me. And to see a pair of minds get married and have a child, it made me look at marriage and having children differently. It was just like, it was just like, wow, like that should look cool. That should look fire. And also it broke down the ideas of what I thought marriage was. Because when I thought of marriage, I just thought of my parents and my uncles. And I'm like, yeah, these niggas is like old. Or, and it also reminded me like, nigga, you gonna be a cool nigga regardless of how old you, like, it don't matter. And you know what I'm saying? Getting married, first and foremost, was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Ever.
That's the
just like
right there.
And it sounds cliche, but dead ass on an energy level, like we Megatron. Like, it did something to me spiritually. Like, for real. It did something to me spiritually. It made me believe in life more, believe in myself more. I felt like my purpose was that much more clear. Getting married to Regina. And same with fatherhood. It's just like, it's definitely a pride. It's definitely a responsibility. And I'm excited and I'm ready for it. But I just, even the way we move, we just trying to show niggas like, yo, being parents is fire. Like, some people like, yo, when you had kids, it's over. yo, man, when you get married, yo, the first year, cool. Yo, I hate niggas that be like, them first year cool ass niggas, keep that energy the fuck away from me. Like, I hate those type of niggas. Like, no, like, anything is good. Like, I've been with Regina for before we got married, we've been together 7-8 years, and just love is not easy, number one, but it's worth it, point blank, period. So it's just like, it's not an easy task whatsoever, but I know it's worth it, and I'm willing to fight for it. It's not going to be easy. I know marriage is not going to be easy. I'm fairly still young, like, you feel me? And we're going to go through shit, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. So it's just like, and it's crazy in my circle. I'm like in a group chat. I'm like one of the only niggas that's married. I have the group chat with Josh, Jesse, and Mello and Chris.
It's just like everybody I know is either married, engaged, just like in a long-term committed thing. Crazy. But everybody, like all my main friends, they got rings on. Yeah. That's it. So it's like I'm just like, I'm the only one out here. So like, there's still a couple of us hanging on. But I'm in something committed, and we're trying to build towards that. Again, it's still difficult. You still got to go through your growing pains. You still got to go through your personal pains. You still got to figure stuff out, which is why it's beautiful when two people say, you know what, irrespective of whatever, we in this together, ride or die. Let's just keep going forward. This is something what I didn't realize when I was younger that all a relationship was, because I had those same similar thoughts about like it's going to be the end of me. I'm not going to be myself. This shit is going to be an erosion of my character. My energy's going to get dimmed. I can't have nobody dimming my energy. Being like, my energy is flawless right now. So my energy is flawless victory. I don't need no one messing with my victory. So
exactly. So it's like fun is over. Fun is over. Like basically, there's no more fun. Like,
what I realized when I was most terrified by? It was like just on some like selfishness to have to even compromise at all. And that's actually to me that shouldn't have been something that I was fearing, because all it's made me is stronger as I've gone on in different relationships. Because it's a like for me, relationships, even what I wrote in my book and everything like that, they've been the playgrounds of my personality. Me meeting people, me meeting these women, them expanding me, being with the partner I'm with now. It's like I get to know the most about myself. I've done the most deep digging self-reflection, family ties, roots, reflection. By being with someone, looking at those moments, being self-accountable, being self-reflective. Where's that coming from, good and bad, and really digging with it. And some people down to do that work with you, and some people ain't. But at the end of the day, it's always the most revealing if you're truly in it.
I think it goes with what we were speaking on earlier, like the importance of conversation. Conversation is nothing but two people becoming homogeneous, coming together. And I think that's the whole purpose of human beings coming together. And finding a partner, it's just like that shit really, it's not easy. Like you said, like we are gonna grow and we're gonna continue to grow. In the midst of you growing, it's gonna be pain. But it's just like, I think that's the whole purpose. The purpose of us being here is to procreate. The purpose of us being here is to love and to share that with someone. And I think also the way that we grew up within our community, just like having multiple women, that was the move, or being a pimp and things like that. I think that whole ideology is fucking horrible, and it's actually poisonous to our community. Probably broke many families. That's why I applaud like the Jay-Z's who made it cool to like, yo, you need a wifey on your side. Like I ain't gonna front. Before that era was like fabulous. Like I got two shorty sipping the 40, getting naughty. But Hove was like, I got B. Obviously, they displayed it within the music, and in public, their relationship was not the squeakiest. But I bet you if you ask Hove that question, like marrying Beyonce without the cameras, without the lights and glam, has made him a better person. And I'm happy that within our community, that idea is more popular now. To have that bonding on, it's
I think what we see with all of that is that everybody, it's Megatron moments. When you find that person, everybody knows what it feels like. When you truly find that person, when it's like, oh no, this I feel different. I feel like I can do things I didn't think about doing before. That I couldn't have someone holding that part of me down or holding that part of the fort down, and I can go off and get that part done. It's just something about like that true partnership. And for me, oddly enough, like I've always been on that mind state. I've never, even when I was younger, it was always like, if I don't find the one, I may have many, but I'm always looking for that one to hold me down, because I was hoping for that companionship. But I'm like a low-key superhero.
This nigga said, I hear you talking that shit.
No. I'm not just trying to make it sound like that. I'm just saying when I was confusing. You know what I mean? When I was when we were just out here, you know, like, you know, your friend, and you know, it to me was always all or nothing. Like, I got to see you as apex or you this beta. You know what I mean? Like, and a bunch of betas is just gonna be beta fish. You know, I was always looking for not plenty fish, but you know, that one healthy. Exactly. That one healthy one, yeah. Man, I was looking for that right one. And to me, I just knew when it wasn't right. You know, like, I just know you do enough self-searching for yourself to realize, like, what you're compatible with and what you're not. And that's just something that, again, going back to that, being in a situation where you're choosing the right one, when you got to do the work for yourself to know what you want to find the right one, so you're not, you know, going in and breaking up with people, hurting feelings, and abusing women to get to yourself, which is what I was doing when I was younger. So,
and doing it for the right reason, you know, like, I think some people are married to the idea of marriage, are fascinated by the idea of marriage, not just women, but like men as well. And I think it's like, it's so important. One of the main things is like, yo, you got to make sure this individual is your friend, is your homie. I think that's one of the main things, you know, that we as men, we as human beings have to understand. Like, you know, you obviously, yo, she got to have the fattest booty with the cutie, and like, I get that.
It ain't gonna go nowhere though.
Yeah, booties get soggy after a while. Fades dim. I'm just happy that I found someone who's beautiful inside and out, and I can grow it and I can call my friend. And to me, we was having a conversation just in general. Yo, this is like only the beginning for the marriage. Like, yo, shorty's not even one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is only it's only the beginning of us. So it's like, we're going to evolve. And even us on a personal level, it's only the beginning. So it's just like, even me creating, I'm like, damn, this is only the beginning. Like, really, like, this, the new shit that I'm making, it's just like, shit. You know, it really feel like, damn, like, niggas really on some rebirth shit.
I've been seeing the teasers, and I'm like, this is what I need right now.
That's not even on the album. That's just like,
that's just playway, throwaway stuff.
Yo, I am, Clay.
You got me excited.
I am just reminding niggas what I do. That's all I'm doing. These raps are for Instagram.
Okay.
These raps are for Instagram. I'm just you know.
Okay, those are IG raps. Those are the album raps. I got you.
Those IG. Little tiny man.
No, take a sip. I see you. Take a sip. Take a sip. Just take a moment and sip, and I'll go over the sip. What he just told you guys is that what you're getting, that I'm losing my mind on IG, and I'm seeing the snippets, those are not even snippets from the album. Those are just funny. Those are just playway. Those are throwaway. Those are just a vibe in the moment.
It's just a little vibrations real quick, bro.
Can I get a little vibration talking about the experimentation?
You said what?
Vibration, you got anything? I mean, I don't care if it's recycled. I just need a little vibration. I have to put the tiny mic, big bars.
Hold on. This is a classic one. Shiver me timber, float trash, next to the baby of Brenda. I think free when your mind block and stay low or get higher than John Stockton shorts. Fast break, alley-oop to Malone. Chill out. We chillin'. But nah, but anyway, sorry about that. But yo, those are just like little teasers, bro. You get me? And I'm really excited to get back. You know what I mean? Shit is only the beginner. I'm just happy to be. I'm happy to still be excited.
Yeah.
You know, as an artist, like, we do this art shit for some time. That we not new to this shit, and it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy not to be excited about this shit. And I'm just so happy that I am still excited and equipped. You feel what I'm saying? Because you could be excited and lost it. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm happy that I'm still excited and equipped to, like, really share my gifts on a higher level. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm excited, super excited, bro.
That's a great point to make. Speaking about being able to actually do what you set out to do, because I think as artists at times, it's like sometimes our vision may be bigger than our actual discipline, than the work that we've done to really, like, curate and craft that talent and put into practice.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you feel like you're in a space where you got the vision of what you want, you got the ability to execute where you see it. Like that's a beautiful place to be. That's again another Megatron moment to be in. Where it's like all I got to do is do it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I feel like that's why the energy I feel like has been so unique to me. It's been a calm level of confidence. If I can say those two things together, that I've just gotten from it. It's been reassuring. It's been refreshing. It's been revealing. It's been healing. It's been inspiring. But maybe that's where it's coming from, because you just know I could do this. I'm excited to do it, and I can do this.
I think if I'm being frank with you, I think I had to remember I could do this, because there was a certain point of time in which I forgot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when you are good at something, which you can put least the efforts in actually doing, you could easily become bored or forget. And I feel like I've been doing this for some time, long enough, in which there's been moments of times in which I'm like, damn, yo, like, I've been doing this, why am I not at da-da-da-da? But at the same time, it's just like, and I was discouraged, and I took little breaks, I took little detours or whatever, but, you know, all of those journeys from the beginning, I'm talking about rapping in front of the school, to open mics, to my Jersey Clan brothers, us tapping in. And you was there for the beginning. We got to get to that, respectfully.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got to get to that. 8 years ago.
Years ago. But to meeting the Brody, Jesse, Johnson, Mello, going to Africa, dropping my first project, Ready to Live, dropping Shades of Mood, dropping Euphoria, dropping the Loose. And it's just like all of these journeys have it's the reason why I'm here now, and I'm blessed. I don't regret anything. I'm just excited that I'm still nice, and moreover, I have to remember, like, nigga, you a king. Like, Mookie, you a king. You feel what I'm saying? And your pen is a muscle. And this past quarantine, it's crazy. 2020 has been a very interesting year. Obviously, we're in interesting times right now. We waiting to hear the president or whatever. But it's just like, during quarantine was probably was one of the most special times for me, creatively, because obviously I used to live in Irvington, New Jersey. I just moved out to Long Island, and I created this hub upstairs in our attic as, okay, this is my creative space. And I wasn't going to work. I'm working remotely, and shout out to the Brodies, Jesse Boykins. You know how he be on niggas' heads.
Of course.
And we all know. And he was like, I needed somebody to be on my head. I needed that pressure. And the music that I created from March to probably last month or some shit, I personally feel like I haven't made music like that ever. And it just reminded me, like, yo, this shit is a muscle.
Yeah.
This shit is a muscle. And it reminded me, like, nigga, you really a king. And also, just that pressure just made diamonds. And I just feel as though, in other terms, just the accountability, like having people around you who hold you accountable, is very important. It goes back to even collaboration. I could be the type of nigga that just want to hoard my ideas or hoard my energy. There's no growth in that. You feel what I'm saying? So to have individuals around me, from even me and Jane, we emailing each other ideas back and forth. My homie Aaron Reyes, my homie Kush, me and Jess, me and Mello, so many more, me and my homie Anu Basa. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like, just having my creative homies around me. And like I said, Jesse just being on like nigga, leave me alone. Stop FaceTiming me. But I be needing that energy. And it pushed me. And I just feel like you need, that's the definition of a true friend, and someone who really believes in you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just need that. You know what I mean? LeBron needs a coach. Michael needs a coach. Yeah, I'm calling myself fucking Michael. Yeah, I'm calling myself LeBron. Michael needed Quincy. You know what I mean? But nah.
Claim it. You gotta claim that.
Nah, but yeah, you gotta claim that energy. But moreover, it just yeah, man, it really triggered something. It was beautiful because I'm up here creating, running downstairs, and wifey, she's creating, and just it was a very special time. This year is crazy how this is one of the fucking craziest years in American history, and this has been one of the best years of my life. It's
That's
wild.
That's the way
It's
it is.
wild.
Man. It's wild to
It's
say
wild.
that, but it's like I feel like in any sort of pressurized situation, any sort of moment of supposed darkness, there's going to be that balance that you can use your darkness or use that darkness, embrace it, make some light,
Yeah.
and make some darkness with it. I'm glad that you were able to just, stay active, stay dreaming, stay doing.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what we all got to do. Not even just from before, but into the future. Just moving into your present, moving into your purpose. Like own that shit, manifest your life. Like if nothing else, this year should tell everybody is that anything is possible, good and bad. And if it's anything is possible, make your possibility, make your fucking dreams, master your energy. Everybody's gonna talk about master your manifestation, master your energy, master your brain, be the god of your dreams, be the god of your life. Like like now is the time. We don't even know how long we got. You know what I mean? Not to live, but to live the way that living was. You know what I mean? Like life did not go back to where we want it in a full-fledged way. Some people's dreams got exhausted. They got to make new dreams now. So whatever you got that you love, that you doing, that I'm doing, it has to be done now. No excuses. I don't care how low-fi it is. I don't care if you practice it. Like this whole channel is a fucking experimentation. This is not my ideal. You know what I mean? I shot a show with Anthony and Ashley 2 years ago on Black Magic cameras and shit like that. Super high-end. We going to Zoom. Like I do not care. You know what I mean? Like whatever it takes to keep iterating, to keep working, to keep doing these freestyles, which is all these videos are, all these conversations are. Let's keep doing it. Because in that freestyle, somebody's gonna find that gift.
Yeah, it's the importance, and I learned that as well. To piggyback what you're saying, bro, it's like just the importance of putting your energy out there.
Yeah,
like you could have like shot like a whole season 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and just sat on it. But the fact that you are recording us from Zoom, conversing, building, chopping it up, and sharing it, people are watching this, affecting them. Even like. I remember I did the first Tiny Mic, and I was waiting for a phone call from somebody I would say pretty vital in a sense. And I did the first Tiny Mic and the dude hit me like, yo, where's the new, like, it was just like, but moreover, my whole point is like, yo, just certain things are not going to happen unless you put the energy out, unless you put the effort. It's not easy all the time. We all know that, but it's just like, yo, man, stop fucking complaining if you're not doing the work. You know what I'm saying? That's me talking to myself. That's me talking to my fellow creatives. Like, if you stop hating on the next man, stop hating on the next woman. Oh, this nigga corny. That shit not even that hot. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I learned that. I remember when I was younger, a few years back, when the trap craze was going wild, and cats probably wasn't lyrically there. I used to be like, oh, that shit not even man. That shit deep. Do you know how hard he's working though? This person that I think that's not as popping, and it's just like, yo, if you're not doing the work, if you're not putting real effort, just not having conversations, yo, shut up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm learning. Just like you putting the work out in whatever magnitude, like you say, even if it's the lo-fi of the lo-fi's, because you can only afford a tiny mic or whatever, or whatever it might be. Share it. I could be going to the studio, or I record from the crib. So I could just, or yo, I gotta go to the studio, I gotta record this, and I gotta drop it once a week or every couple of weeks. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just do it off my phone upstairs. Keep it calm and just put energy out. You know what I'm saying? Same with what you're doing. And I just think it's important to just share your energy in whatever capacity. High-fi, low-fi, mid-fi, whatever.
Because you lose. To me, it's all about like iteration and opportunity. The more iterations I do, the better I'm getting, and I'm giving more people opportunity to see what I'm doing, and just myself to see it. Because I review all these episodes. I listen to back these joints 2-3 times before it even goes out. So like I'm like, damn, that was a bad question. I ain't let that woman or man sneak at all. I literally watch this shit and I'm looking at myself in the corner like, shut up,
like, damn,
shut up. Like,
you not going the fuck off,
bro. I'll be there like, yo, why am I talking? I'm just doing this on the flow. Like, I got to pay attention more. Like, okay, you can't be tired. You can't be doing these joints after work, after long days. Like, your energy got to be right. Like, you know, I'm coaching myself like, man, this dude is trash. Like, so, like, but it helps because I realize this is not a 2-month story, which is all I've been doing. It's not even a 2-year story. This is what I want to do. I want to have these conversations. I want to go to these. There's a larger vision of this, which goes back to that initial show, which is going to be like, this is a travel series that we're just doing from home right now. So this is supposed to be going to these people's places, going into these artists' homes and in their vibes and in their areas, almost like some mixture of Anthony Bourdain with like a podcast across the globe, across the diaspora. So this is just like in the crib. So like me knowing that, it's like this is just practice on those conversations. How do you dig deeper with a person, whether you know them or you don't, from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, for an hour or 2 hours, and it's like keep iterating on that, because the language of whatever the next thing is going to be found in these words, that these alphabets and these letters that we drawing now. These are the cave paintings for the later Apple computer that I'm about to make. You know what I mean? Just like those little tiny. So like,
claim it.
Clear your jaws, baby.
Nah, that's a fact though. I think you gotta.
I'm low-key like, damn, can I get a teaser of this music? Can I get a vibe? Can I get a beat? Can I get 30 seconds? Can I get a minute? Like, we supposed to be sharing here.
I hear you. I'm gonna see what I can do.
I'll call Jesse if you don't want me to. I'll call him.
I'm gonna see what I can do here.
So, I'm gonna make Jesse come in here.
I'm gonna definitely send you a link.
Okay, I'll take a link. I'll take a link.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
I'm gonna say.
What he just told y'all is that y'all ain't gonna hear it, but I will.
No. Basically, sorry. I'm gonna send you a little 5-pack.
Appreciate that. I'll take it. I'll let y'all know how it is on a different conversation.
Nah, please do. Nah, you should do that. I'm gonna send you the 5-pack and just give a little review. Like, that'd be kind of fire. To just experiment and get free with it. That'd be kind of fire. But yeah, I'm excited about this new music too, bro. I'm excited. Yeah, for sure.
See what we're gonna pivot to, because we didn't spoke about some beautiful topics. I just want to go back in my brain to make sure I don't forget about anything really important before I move on. Touched on everything. Yeah, let's just go into another subject then, man. I don't know what the next subject is going to be, but like, if you want to talk about Jersey Clan right now, it's good to let people know, like, a lot of these things, again, going back to like working on stuff and like this ain't the beginning. What was it? It may have been like 8 years ago at this point, maybe even 9. Me going out to Jersey and just meeting up with you, Gene, Eddie, like all of them cats, the Jersey Clan.
Yeah, I would say, damn, I would say probably like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah, man, it's like you guys.
I'm gonna just round it off to a decade just to say that.
Do that, but it's like this ain't the first meeting at all. It's like you were doing it. You're like Daryl Strawberry. You know what I mean? Like, this is a long time.
You sniffing like
Bobby.
I'm saying, like, that's why it's crazy. Like, like you were there for the humble beginnings, and I remember, you feel what I'm saying, like, to speak on Jersey Clan.
That didn't feel like, man. Y'all had the energy. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all was smart then.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I feel like I haven't even spoken enough about this just in general about Jersey Clan. I feel like I have, but more so the importance of it. You know what I'm saying? You get me? Like, I started doing this music situation. Let's start from the humble beginnings. I won poetry contest in the 7th grade for 9/11, and my teacher was like, "Yo, you're gifted." And I think growing up in communities, and the baby actually said this line. He said, "We cherish something that, like, when somebody say you're good at it, we cherish it." And I cherish that. I make the basketball team. You know what I'm saying? All my sisters did. But shout out to them. And I was like, okay, I'm cool with the pen. To a certain point, which my teachers from middle school are driving me to the high school to rap with them niggas. And that's when I built my confidence. Started doing open mics in college. And I was loving the call and response. This is before I even went to the studio. I did not record music yet. And I'm just doing open mics in college. And that's when I found my energy. That's when I found out, like, oh, if I say this, oh, y'all like that? Ooh. And that's when I was just like, that was the punchline era and things like that. I'm trying to remember this rap. Damn, I'm trying to remember how that shit go. Fuck. I'm gonna remember it, man. But moreover, in the midst of that, I started going to the studio. Shout out to my brother DJ Dozen. He was like, "Yo, Mo, let's go to the studio." I started recording. In the midst of that time, I went to high school with Nehemiah, who was a part of Jersey Clan, and Nehemiah introduced me to Gene. And I went to school with Edie as well. Gene introduced me to Vic, and Gene was doing music at the time, and we just we had a common ground, and we just got real tight. And You know, Jane and them was real tight. They was on their fashion shit early. And it was like, yo, come to New York. So we'll go to New York to the functions and we'll try to like, you know, mingle or try to book, you know, like try to talk to the niggas like, yo, we do music. And nobody was fucking us. And nobody was fucking us at all. And we kind of just came together and we was like, yo, we got to do our own shit. Like, fuck these niggas, respectfully. Shout out to, I'm a New Yorker now, New York plates, New York ID. So, but we was like, yo, fuck these niggas. We're going to tap in and do it our own stuff. And we were blessed with this spot in downtown Newark. It was a warehouse at the time. And the owner just gave us the keys and was like, you could do what you want, like random. And I remember the time Jane told us, I'm like, are you shitting me? He's like, nah. And we started doing our own shows there. And I think that was a very pivotal and monumental time. And I'm not overemphasizing when I say monumental or very pivotal, because I think, you know, when we did these events at Submerge in the beginning, in the midst of Jersey Clan, it really changed niggas' lives. It changed our lives, the community. It was a place for like where black kids to go. You feel me? Like type shit. And it was a safe haven. It was a safe space, but saying safe space is the word. You get me? And it was a beautiful, beautiful time for myself, to Nehemiah, to James, to Vic, to Eda. We all just supported each other. And it was really, really a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And those were my niggas, still my niggas to this day. And they really like held me up like, yo, Moruf is the MC. We here, we moshing. And that's when moshing wasn't really popular. That was before the ASAP shit. Shout out to them niggas. But we was getting active before that shit. Shout out to Ninja Sonic. Shout out to, and more than anything, shout out to Quan. This is very important as well. Shout out to Quan from Elian. Because Quan from Elian and Star City, who's an artist who does amazing paintings now, and Ninja Sonic, Telly, and Jaja, they were the only niggas who really fucked with us. But Quan from Elian, he was like, yo, y'all niggas got different swag. I'm going to call y'all Jersey Clan. And we was like, okay, nigga, you Quan from Alien, like, you feel what I'm saying? It was like the anointed, like, because we looked up to Quan, like, in the real way, that before streetwear was really popping, like, Quan created something amazing, and we just ran with it. And we kind of just, that gas he gave us just reassured us that what we're doing is something special. And obviously, we all evolved, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I remember the time in which I was like, yo, I'm not trying to mosh no more. Like, that was fire, but I want to have an album cover where niggas look at it, don't know I'm a rapper, aka Shades of Mo. And what was doing that, Gene and Edie was like, we trying to really do some genre blended shit, aka horror. So it was a beautiful, we were going two different directions in a sense, but it was a beautiful thing of us finding our niches. And obviously you see what the brothers did with horror is legendary. Like, two black niggas traveling the world.
It's different.
Going on tour with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Opening up for I think they Papa Roach, Fred Durst, like,
they put it together, big, on a crazy level.
Beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
I remember Gene sending me like music, being like, yo, like an email, yo, what do you think about this? And I'm like, yo, keep going, bro. Let's keep going.
Beautiful.
I mean, just the seeds, bro.
Beautiful. And I think we always just finding our energy, found our niche. And after, you know, doing Ready to Live, I want to do something. I was just heavily influenced on jazz. I wasn't listening to rap for like 2 years. I just want to do something different. I wanted niggas to hear my album and feeling. That's when I made Shades of Mo and created a genre called Soul Hop. You know, it was something you could feel, but it's still hip hop. And it was a beautiful time. But moreover, man, that time period was really special, and that's how we fucking met you. I remember. I think you came to Jane's crib. We sat on the couch. We sat on his mother's couch, and you taking pictures of us. I think we even went to Jersey Gardens. You flipped it up, and you created an amazing layout spread of these photos. I gotta give you your fucking flowers, bro. I did in the DM, but I have to do it right now. I never saw photos like yours ever. I feel like texture wise, you were ahead of the curve. like even your layouts, your art direction. It was just like, yo, this nigga, how you meet this nigga? You know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate
and
it, man.
it was just a blessing, you know. It was a special time, and I'm just happy that, you know, we all were able to grow from it and continue to grow from it and didn't stop, you know, in the midst of it. Obviously, niggas had a couple pit stops here and there, but like I said, I'm just really happy that, you know, our love for creating is something that just never just stopped, and I just trying to spread it out even more, you know what I mean, as much as possible beyond music, on a personal level. Even that's what I scream my LOE love over everything, but you know, that's deeper than music, you know. I'm tangible things, hats and shirts and bags, but it was just like, yo, this is for the little niggas in the hood who never left Irvington. And that's why I was so proud that I was able to do the LOE for the Kids Day last year with the mayor. Shout out to Tony Voss Jr., Mayor Tony Voss. That was like, that's my goal. Like, shit like that. I love music. That's what I do. But I've never been horny to be a famous nigga. Like, famous, cool, but I wanna get this chicken, live comfortably, and make sure wifey is comfortable, make sure Nova's comfortable, and prosper. But, you know, my biggest goal is to like help others as much as possible through my music and through my actions. And, you know, that was one of the reasons why I did the LOE for the Kids shit, because it was needed. And I feel as though niggas shouldn't have to wait till they're famous to give back. Like, you don't got to wait till you're a millionaire to give back, nigga. Like, I did Big Brother, Big Sister in Newark in college, my freshman year, when my account was dookie. But it's just like, just your influence, you know, like, yo, man, like, I remember it was this dude in kindergarten. I remember, it's crazy, it's kindergarten. He was just a cool guy who just came in. He used to just play the guitar, but his energy was great. And it's like, wow, I never seen this. And especially as a black man, I just think other young black kids, they got to see strong black men who just like hold themselves. You know, you don't got to be in a suit, but like that shit does something to someone. And ever since then, I just wanted to help hold myself up confidently and just like, you know what I mean? And I just feel it's more over like I said, there's a lot of kids who never left Irvington. I just felt like I'm not famous. I'm not a millionaire yet. But I felt as though that energy was necessary, you know? So, yeah, I'm just happy that I'm just able to create and continue to create on different platforms beyond the music and the music as well. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. You feel what I'm saying? For sure.
Everything you just said right there was exactly like every single thing that I believe life should be about. The giving back, like before you get there. Because it's like, if you're not giving now, you're not going to be giving later.
Yeah.
All the money going to do is expand where you're already on anyway. So if your intention isn't set before you
you ain't going
to set it when you get there.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
exactly. But don't get it twisted. Niggas need this chicken. Don't get it twisted. Niggas want this chicken. But to piggyback what you said, yeah, it's like.
But that's not your only capital though. Like you know that you get a bigger energy than just giving somebody $20 or giving you know that your presence has value. You know that you inspiring the child has value. Like, people aren't even talking about children these days, but we're so self-consumed. Ain't nobody talking about the example we're setting for those that are looking at us, because we think no one's looking at us. We think we're the perpetual child. You know, like I'm only 32, but I realize I'm old compared to like my sister who's 22.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's looking at me like, what example are you gonna set? And there's even younger children, I'm sure, in my family were looking at me like, what are you doing? They're looking at you. The children are looking at you. I know we like, it's a weird space that we're, because we're like in between.
Nah, I feel you. That's true.
Millennial space.
True.
Like, we don't feel old, but we're setting examples.
Yeah, that's true. Like, mentally, I still feel like I'm like 22 a little bit sometimes.
I feel super young still, but
you know what I'm saying? But I think obviously I'm 10 years older than that, but more than anything, it's just like I think that mentality is very important. I never forget this conversation I had with my brother Jason Okoye, and he said something like, "Yo, keep that childlike imagination, but adult-like execution." You feel what I'm saying? And that's the way I'm living forever. Like, I'm a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? I'm imaginative as fuck. So that's never gonna leave me. And I remember I struggled that as I was going to 30. I'm like, damn, like, when am I gonna feel like an adult? I went through like a really dark time because I was like frustrated. And I just had to realize, like, nigga, this is you. Like, you're always gonna be like this creative, imaginative man. And and also coming from a Nigerian household, you just like you want to move and do certain things that are pleasing to your family. Like telling my mom I did music the first time was like, nigga, read this book. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you're not gonna be a doctor?
Really,
Your music game,
yeah, like your sister, so you're gonna be rapping patience. No, like, you know what I'm saying? But I remember when she came to my first show, that's when it hit, like, oh, she saw people. Yeah, even recently, I don't post on Facebook anymore, but for some reason, I posted the Tiny Mike shit on Facebook probably a day or two ago. And my mom commented like, whoa. I was like, oh, shit.
Good.
Like,
got it.
That shit did something to me. That was like, wow. And I spoke to her. She was like, wow, I saw you rapping with the little mic. And I said something about a Bible in there. So I know she was hyped. So, yeah, for sure.
You know what? That's beautiful to say too. I think that's an important point to make. Like just having, because I mean I'm Jamaican. I was born there. It's a family. Although I never had that Nigerian pressure, doctor, lawyer, engineer type stuff. It was more so just like just get a job, be successful, do something. But this creative, like we forget we are the first like generation of like young colored creatives that are coming out making a way for this to make it seem like these things that we're doing could even be careers. Of course, MCing was around and that was kind of viable, but even still not that much, not to the levels that it is today. There wasn't that many people who made it through at a certain point in time up to like maybe 20 or 30 years ago. There was only a handful, a couple dozen people who were really like big, making money, like you said, getting chicken from what they were doing.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're, again, just showing the people as an example, like you can be a rapper, you can be a photographer, you can be a writer, you can be a creative director, you can be a designer or clothing, whatever, and do all those things and still be successful. Like you don't have to like put yourself in this box of like, when I think, like, perfect example, when I think about my cousins who were older than me by like 10, 15 years, it was always like them going to work. They had suits, briefcases, they were accountants, they worked at Merrill Lynch or whatever, or they had like they felt adult. Like I had that same 30-year-old feeling like that. I'm not adult like that. They were married early. They had like, you got a mortgage me, like I'm paying rent. They just grown.
Nigga. I used to, when I was younger, when niggas said which one to be, I used to say Merrill Lynch, and I did not know what the fuck Merrill Lynch was. Like, I remember one time prior, like, I was 28, 29, I was on a path, and I looked around, and everybody had suits on, and I was like, damn, maybe I should have, and mind you, I wasn't 40, this is like less than 5 years ago, still battling that, like, I'm a creative, and I want to make my family proud. Am I embarrassing my family because I'm trying to be an artist? Type shit. It's just real deep situation. And that's, like I said, you are who you are. You know what I mean? And it's just really, like, I feel as though, like, I'm breaking barriers for my family. Like, I am doing things that, my family, no one, like, some people in the older generation has not done. And it's just like, and I think we put a lot of pressure because even our parents might, because, they came here trying to survive. Nigga, I'm going to work. I'm trying to hold it down. And our generation had the opportunity to dream. So sometimes they might look at that like, yo, this nigga bucking, but it's just, it's funny, man. When I turned 30, a light bulb went off and it's just like, yo, like, I am me. And it was a eureka moment for me on a spiritual level, not even as an artist, but as a being, to just like be grateful for my uniqueness, who I am. And, not comparing like, damn, I'm this, I'm not that. And also just be very, I feel like, so I accomplished what I accomplished and I'm blessed. And this is only the beginning type shit. So yeah, man. Niggas gotta stop beating themselves up.
Yeah, man. And we got to get some respect to the adults. You know what I mean? The old heads, in a sense, the parents, because I know they may not understand it, but it's their like hard work that allow us to dream. You know what I mean? Like I used to joke with Josh and be like, there's some people who don't even get the opportunity to fail. They don't even dream. And we out here failing and dreaming and failing and complaining and like artists, all they coming through. And if somebody else is like, I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to work 12 hours, to take one day off this week, to come home, you know what I mean? Like to work with the kid. And I appreciate that about, my mom, like whether she still don't even know what I really do. Like even for my day job, forget this job. But it's just like, I appreciate the fact that she struggled and did what she had to do to get me to a point where I can do anything that she doesn't understand. You know what I mean? Like her success is so great that she can't even understand mine, and that's something she got to like clap herself for. You know what I mean?
That's the
Like,
bar. That's the bar. I'm gonna send you this track. That's on a new project, and on the second verse, I basically was talking about just maybe, it was about maybes, and I spoke on at the end of the second verse. I just spoke on like my mom. Just break it down, like just going to the food store with my mom, and she saying like I went to the food store. She telling me how she went through war, and it's just like all the shit she went through when she got here. Niggas is people coming for her. You got those marks on your face. Her having like these dead end jobs in the beginning, and her getting her degree, and being a supervisor, working for doctors, and it's just like I really take the moment, like saying like our parents really gave us the opportunity to take us there, and we should not put that in vain at all. I feel as though, especially if you have immigrant parents, bro, take advantage of this. Like, you know what these niggas had to go through? And I just think in general, we have it much easier, and I think we gotta remember it, on so many levels. Like, we got cars now, bro. Niggas had to go to the record store if they want to hear a record, bro. All we gotta do is, this is like, life is easy now.
I remember buying my first record. I had to walk to the Ave, and I got at like 15 years old, Diplomatic Community, and my mind blew up. I was like, this is the hardest thing ever. Like that, the stars all over. That was my first record. But it was like still going out together. It wasn't no iPods, no iPhone, no instant download. You have to make a mission. You know what I mean?
My first record was CD that I bought with my own money. Was the Blueprint 3.
Smart.
Blueprint 1. Hold. It was a bootleg, but I bought it. Bought it with $5 with my money.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole point. I remember cutting class in high school and taking a bus to Jersey Gardens Mall, and they had this music store. I think it's called FYE or FYI.
Yeah.
One of them shits, and being mind blown, like just listening to albums. That's when I found out about Jay Dilla. That's when I found out about MF Doom, Madlib, and it was a fucking candy store for my eardrums. And it was like, I think that's something that we can't lose, like the ability to dig. Like everything is so like at our fingertips that we don't. It's just so easy now. But I do miss that feeling of just digging through.
Because what you chose really indicated like who you were, like what you got to. Curation used to be like a big thing. Like I remember my friend Liam at college. Yeah, I remember this dude had like the first time I heard go-go music. It was with this dude. I was like, yo, what is that? Going to college, like, what is that? And he had the curation. His oldies were on another level. Like I literally looked up to that man just because his music, like just his playlist was so. It was vicious. I mean, stuff that you probably may not even be digitized. Knowing him, how serious he was, but on some Spotify type shit. But it was like curation used to matter, choices used to matter. I'm not saying they don't now, but it's like how people talk about like you go to anywhere and it's like New York reheated. It's like because of globalization. That's almost what happened to Face. I remember when people didn't have no style. When I saw Gina 80 over there on like Lower East Side in front of some joint looking crazy with this. I mean, like literally, like no, these dudes are different. Like just how you used to present yourself, the things that you were interested, used to be reasons why you were friends with people, because it's like you couldn't find but find people that you know too that was into the same shit that you were into. Like, and then I feel like we appreciate it.
I feel like we appreciate it a little more.
Yeah.
Because now, like it's weird because it's easier to get inspiration, I would say now, but the fact that it's so accessible, it's just like. It's like music, like niggas dropping albums every day. Yeah. It didn't feel like that 10 years ago, 20 or 15, 20 years ago. It was just like, it's all about the dig. And it's just like the advances. I think, even let's go to technology, it's just like a blessing. Like if it wasn't for technology, my phone, I wouldn't have met so many people, connected with people. There's so many advantages to this thing we call technology, but it also, you know, it makes life more efficient, but also it makes us lazier.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? At the same time. And it's just like, I just miss that feeling of digging. And you mentioned it slightly, like when I found Slum Village Volume 1 the first time at FYE, just searched it, and you could scan the CDs and listen to them. You could listen to like 30 seconds of the song. Bro, like that shit felt like, wow. Like I used to stay up every Thursday, listen to K Slay, or shout out to Sucio Smash. He had something at Columbia Radio. And that was the first time I got the hit of like a snort of underground hip hop. You know, that before that, my favorite producer was Just Blaze. Shout out to Just Blaze, but it's just like, wow, it's another world to this. And it's just like, just that feeling of just digging and having a fun. It was just a different feeling. That's something that I never want to lose as a creative. And I think he's even just to moreover just to always stay curious, even in the midst of this shit just being so. It's just like niggas is giving you the fish. Like niggas not fishing no more.
Yeah, man.
And that time that you spend fishing is so much more. You gain so much more than just eating the fish. You feel what I'm saying? It's like the journey. And exactly. I just think people are so used to like, you know, like, nah, the journey is so beneficial. You know what I'm saying? It's so rewarding to me. And that's something I never stay curious. It's important. It's important. Man.
You know, it's interesting because it's the way I look at it nowadays in particular, it's like the destination, the shit that you get, the fish is the reward, but the journey's who you are. You know what I mean? Like all that shit that you find on the way is what like goes into you, but not just even into the art. It's what goes into your character, what goes into your personality. Like it's people, I'm sure they were looking for some shit and like on some art shit and then probably found some other joint that they fell into that they just do on the side, or some cooking or some meditation or some like gemstones or some other type of jewelry, jewelry that you got from just going through the work. Not to mention just doing difficult shit, whether you failing or you succeeding. It's just like, it builds confidence in not just what you're doing, but in other things in life. If you just take a bunch of blows, like somebody tapping you ain't gonna hurt that much. But when you get the shit easy, you can get thrown off a lot quicker. You know what I mean? You can get thrown off a whole lot quicker. But when you're accustomed to like being out there with the line just in the water, like, yo, I'm not getting nothing today. And having to go back and go back and go back, it ain't that difficult to get up and not expect anything. So when you do, it's like, yo, I got it. And you just got the strength and endurance to go out there and wait for those other days for the next one. Now when you go outside, you're getting a bucket of fish. It's just like you can't even accept the days that you don't come back home with nothing.
Whoo, that's a gem. And also the days when you working, getting the fish, you getting your muscles up.
Thank you.
You getting your muscles. Yo, this is analogy central. You getting your muscles up. You getting your strength up, and it's important, man. Like, and I think just that it goes back to even the humble beginners. I remember myself and I remember the humble beginners of the beginning of Jersey clan, right? Nigga, we used to like kind of be scared to wear skinny jeans out here. Not scared, but and my shit wasn't even skinny like Jane and Nehemiah's and shit. But it was just like to dress the way that we want to dress. And I remember we used to take the train out to Soho, Brooklyn, and we felt home. We felt accepted. It was more so like just that journey. You feel what I'm saying? I just miss. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like it was rewarding. You feel what I'm saying? It was like, damn, we out here. You get me? It's just, and I think even me being a Jerseyan and always having to take that journey. I remember like finishing making like Ready to Live and like fucking, it was a blizzard. And my mom said, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I gotta finish this album, Mom." She was like, "This nigga's on crack." She didn't say that, but it's just like just that journey. You get me? And
yeah,
I feel as though sometimes it was to my detriment too, because I would probably take the long way in certain cases than the detours are smart way. But as I got older, I did wise up and smart enough. Now moving smart than having to continuously repeat going around the block. You get me? But it's a nonetheless.
I feel you on that. Like I do feel like there's certain things that I did. I definitely took the long way. You know what I mean? When there was probably an easier path to success, I'm always like, I mean, I'd even do it today. Like I really have a problem. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even joking. Like I live on a 6th floor of my building. I take the
Yeah.
steps every day, up and down. I just
Yeah.
elevate. There's an elevator.
Yeah.
I take the. I don't. It's. I mean, I literally
Wait,
carry
you said
boxes of
you live
water.
on the wait, you said you
I
live on
live
the
on the
seventh?
seventh floor, and I know like janky seventh floor. I mean, like you got to step up like 15 steps and another 15 steps to get to the next floor. I take the steps every single day, no matter what I'm doing, even with bottles like boxes of water. It's weird. Like I don't know where it comes from.
I don't know where that comes from either, Cleon, but I respect you.
I just like
I feel you though. I feel you.
I just like doing hard shit, man. I just want to see everything, do everything. I want to do the hard shit because I realize that whatever comes to me, I know I can take it. Whatever is in front of me, I'm gonna destroy it. Like in time, eventually, over time, I will erode whatever obstacles in front of me, and I'm gonna destroy it. Because again, I went out and I fished on the days when I ain't bring nothing back home. So like I'm accustomed to not, to the struggle, because the struggle's on. What we're doing right now is building foundation. I don't want I don't want to go like parabolic and just go straight up like a rocket, because some things tend to go back down. If you just have a gradual ascent and you're building your foundation as you go along, it's gonna be hard for them to knock you off once you get up there. Because when you you get your album that breaks this shit. Oh, he has 6 other albums I can go into, mixtapes and everything. Like, so they can go back in a journey. If you just have one, you pop, you got a mixtape. It's like, can I even do it again? Can I replicate it? That song hit that everybody. I'm not sure if I can make that. And you don't even know if you even being yourself when you made it. Then you got to replicate a persona that may not even be you. That's the scary thing.
It's crazy. That's kind of how I feel about me as an artist, as a creative. Like, I remember telling niggas is like. I remember when I made that with Strawberry. It was actually that was at a time when like Gucci Man, OJ the Juice Man was out, and I was with my cousin Timmy, and we were at his homie's crib, and that's not even the original beat to that. His homie was just making beats, and I was like, that was Strawberry. It was funny, but moreover, that was a song that was catchy. I remember like anytime somebody saw me, they were like, "Yo, that was Strawberry." I'm like, nigga, there's a lot of fire other songs on that bitch. Really but moreover, I remember when I was like, ew, I didn't want to be like that one hit ass nigga. And that's what pushed me to make Shades of Move, which was like more introspective and things like that. But I totally agree with you. Like when you have a catalog, or like when niggas see you win in a real way, they be like, yo, he really put in that work. Yeah. He really put it. This was not no overnight shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's say when I drop my next project and it's reaches new heights, or manifesting. You know what I mean? Niggas can't be like, yo, Move. Yo, it's gonna be something like where he come from. But niggas who know Moruf,
bro,
know like
absolutely.
I'm not like I think I have a pretty solid catalog, and like I do this art shit because I love it. Number one, that's why I'm still doing it. If I went to do this shit to be famous, I would have stopped my first project, personally. So it's a love, and it's just like, yo, I got work. You know what I'm saying? And that. So it's just like, that's what I say. It just reminds me of me as a creative. Like, this shit's been a journey. This shit has not been easy. Shit, nigga, I made albums and scrapped them personally, and it's difficult when you are creative and you become attached to your music. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just like, yeah, man. Like niggas put in their hours.
Talk about that, man. Talk about having a scrap album. I've never heard like the emotions and the reasoning behind that. Like, how did that come about? Why did it get scrapped? Like, who chose that?
Damn, this might be exclusive. So let's say I remember I met Mello like 2011, 2012. After I dropped Ready to Live, and we started working, we started making music, and we was like, yo, we gonna call this, we just continue to make music. Then this artist named Iman Amari, then we drop Euphoria, and I'm just everywhere. I dropped Shades of Move, and in the meantime, me and Mello were still creating. But moreover, I had this project with Mello for years, and I was gonna drop it, and over time, the last track I did with Mello was 2 years ago, so it sounds great. But the majority of that project, it just started to sound like a little dated in a sense, because but me being a creative I am, I fall in love with my demos. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I love this shit though. Like, come on. But I had to be honest with myself. And I'm like, you know, even me and Mello, we had a great conversation. And I remember when I sent him my new shit, and he was like, yo, Mo, this new shit though? He like, don't do that to yourself. And he more so said, don't put out a project that was you. Like, niggas want you right now, bro. Like, and me being a hoarder of my music, I do that sometimes. I feel as though I could have dropped that project and it'd be fucking cold. But you know, maybe I shoot a short film and it'll be the soundtrack of it one day or some shit like that. But yeah, niggas did that, and lo and behold, I created music that's even better than that. And that's why it was just like, wow, I like outdid myself. And it was just like, damn, like, it just reminded me, like, creatives who hoard their music, their art, have a fear that they won't be able to recreate something amazing again. And something that I know, and I try to speak to myself as an artist to remember, is like, you can do that millions of times, Moo. That's fine, but don't be afraid. Don't like, oh, this is super fire, so I gotta, yo, you could make many. And I reminded myself during that quarantine. That's why it was so special. Like, nigga, I was cranking out joints, and it was just like, I forgot that I had it. I forgot that I had it, bro. And it reminded me, like, nigga, you cold as fuck. Like, nigga, you're anointed. Like, for real. Like, I'm not trying to be funny or gas, but it's like, damn, like, it just reminded me, like, I'm really anointed with this shit. And, yeah, but yeah, I think a part of it was because I was hoarding the music and, you know, overthinking it, and I made something even better. So it was just like, that was part of it. It was a difficult decision. I had many conversations, but it was the best decision that I made, and I made something even crazy, and I'm excited to share that, bro, for sure.
I really appreciate you sharing that, because I just never heard like it's almost like having to give away a child, you know what I mean? Or say, child, I gotta put you on ice until, you know, you're ready to really get born, or, you know, I can imagine that emotional attachment, because, you know, even from my perspective, like the things that I've written or photos that I've taken, it's like I've had to, like, okay, these 3 essays ain't gonna make it in the book. I know they fire, but they don't fit the narrative. It'd be like fire, but it just don't even fit in the story. And I'm like, what am I doing? Let me find a way to fit. Like, this is just joints I had for this last book. And I'm like, if y'all just read this, but when time and place, you know, when the story's right, I'll fit it in. Just like I can go back for years and harken back at it. Again, having that ability to know that I can pull it out and make it make sense when it needs to make sense. And I can with a million of these. I'm not worried about this idea.
Yeah, remember that, man.
You said anointed. I love that you said that.
Nah, seriously. I remember someone told me, I forgot who it was, but it was a gym. Like, I remember back in the day, even to this day, niggas be stealing ideas and shit. Niggas be stealing vibes. But something that he told me was, yo, man, as a creative, don't, like, you, the fact that you are the creative, someone can take, but you're gonna create another one. That one piece, that one loaf of bread that one slice that they just took a slice, bro. They don't know how to make bread. You a baker, though. That's the difference. Like, nigga, you are a baker. You know what I'm saying? And this individual just took a slice from you. Don't let that one slice deter your baking skills. Or, like, nigga, you make bread. You make loaves. You make cake. You make cookies. Like, and it just reminded me, like, damn, that's so true. And it just, I think it's, to be honest, I just think creative, it's just all perspective. Because you could be the strongest man in the world, but if you don't know you're strong, you weak. You feel what I'm saying? So it just reminded me, like, this perspective, like, nigga, you're amazing. You a genius. You feel me? I had to tell myself that, remind myself of that, because I forgot. You know what I'm saying? I forgot. And yeah, nigga, I'm a baker.
How did you even forget, though? What if somebody with the talent that you got? I don't know how that even happens. I know life happens, but how does it even happen? How do you forget that you're that great?
I feel like I got to a certain point of doing this. This was probably like, I dropped Lucy's, which is a pretty solid project, like 2016. I was dealing with management, which didn't end the best. And I think during that point in time, I just wanted to make. I got to a point of creating, because prior to that, I created this tour called Be Water, and I never been managed. I never had a manager until like one time. Excluding that, I just had my homies, and shout out to Regina, and just, you know, shout out to my brother Wells, shout out to Jane, because Jane, these individuals I mentioned, it kind of managed me. Shout out to my brother Juan, shout out to my brother Chad. But moreover, I did this tour called Be Water in 2014-15, in which I created a tour. I hit up galleries in DC. I had this brand called the Herd Project, which I interview women with my brother Sam, and we just ask them questions about being a Black woman, and it was great. So we go to the gallery, sell shirts. So we did Philly, we did DC, we did New York. It was amazing. But when I was done, that was the first time, bro. I was worn out. I was drained. That was the first time, and this was like a post Jersey Clan. You feel what I'm saying? So I was drained. I'm driving to DC, back, driving. I was drained, and I needed, and I wanted help. I did the manager thing, and it was not the best. And after that situation, I just kind of just got to a point of just kind of questioning, like, yo, should I went to grad school? Like, nah, dead ass. And it's crazy because some individuals like, yo, that nigga moved a goat. That nigga got barked, like, yo, ready, lift, chase, and move. And I'm in the crib questioning myself, my abilities, my purpose, my existence to a certain degree. And that was around 2017. And I was just like I wasn't, that whole year, like, I didn't even want to listen to music, bro. Like, that whole year, I didn't even want to listen to music. And I was just like, it wasn't the best of places. Even aside from music, I was just like, I felt like a hoe. I felt like a hoe that just like, horrible analogy. You could probably edit this shit, but
I don't gotta edit nothing. No,
I felt like a nigga that a hoe that just got worn the fuck out, and it's just like I was just trying to question myself, and like, damn, I put in all this time and work and wasn't worth it. And I think I was like, I thought I should have been at a certain place, and I was not. And that was the first time I kind of faced that. And then I had to ask myself, like, what are you doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing this to be popping? Are you doing this to be famous? Or like, what are you doing this for? And that was a very special time. And I had to come out of that. And I had to remind myself who I was and why I do this and why I love this. And I had to remind myself, like, I do this because I love this. And I had to remind myself that success is not equivalent. It's not equivalent to being famous all the time. And I think I was yearning for maybe not the right things, or maybe what was not for me, what I needed. And I just kind of had to recalibrate my spirit myself, because I feel like prior to that, I took the time to just kind of pause. Like, nigga said, move, you drop projects and you escape, but really, I still be working. But prior to 2017, like, I'll just be making music. Like, even, nigga, I was in college making music. After I graduated, I had a gig. I'm making music. I was just, like, going so much. I never took the time to, like, worry about Moruf Adewunmi. You know what I'm saying? I was just worried about the stage, nigga, or my perspective, my perception of how I look, and that shit came crashing down on a personal level. And the build up, and that, I think that was the time in which I forgot who I was, I forgot my abilities, my greatness, that I'm a king, my lineage, and I was reminded of that over time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Queen. You know what I'm saying? And prior to that, I never believed in, like, being sad. I'm a happy-go-lucky nigga all the time to a certain degree. Or depression. I never believed in that. Like, I see niggas like, oh, this nigga gassing it. But I think that was the first time I experienced that. And it was just like, when I got out of that, like my appreciation for everything just, it's like being locked up, then you free. You like, whew, a nigga don't gotta tell me when I can use the bathroom type shit. And it was just like, it was a mental bondage type shit. And when I freed myself from that and reclaimed myself, reclaimed my spirit, it was amazing. It was amazing. And over that time, it was just remembering who I am. It's a part in the Black Panther, rest in peace, Chadwick. I think he's fighting one of the niggas, and Angela Bassett was like, "Show them who you are." Just that one part, that shit like rings in my spirit, and it's just like, I just remember like, yo, show them who you are. You feel me? And I forgot who I was. I forgot who I was a little bit, and once I got that clarity, it was go time from there. And it's just like, you know, it's a continued process. You feel me? And I took the time to put in more work for myself, Moruf Adewunmi, than just the artist. And I took the importance of like mental health. It was important. I never really thought, you know what I mean? And it was important. And once I started, you know, catering to myself, and, you know, life's been a blessing from there. You feel what I'm saying? But, and it's a continuous, you just remember who you are. But, you know, since then, it's just like, the fact that I know who I am now and where I'm going, it's just like, it's just rewarding. And that's why I'm so excited, to be honest. Like nigga, I'll be like, my appreciation for anything now is just like, I'm just grateful. I think, you know, just the gratefulness. I'm just so grateful.
I think the connection finally gave out. Hopefully we can get Moruf back. I'll just respond to what he just said. I'm gonna get him to join back in a second. I'm sure he's gonna join. But what he was just saying right there was just so incredible. You know, the ability to be vulnerable and share about him losing faith in self and getting back to self and having to find himself again and believe in himself again. And there he goes again.
My fault, King. My fault.
It's all good, bro. That's what it is. We're experimenting. But what you were saying right there was just beautiful, because it showed a vulnerability that I believe many artists, even myself, around that same, you know, couple of years ago, even just within the past year, of having to say to yourself, like, yo, can I even do this? Who am I? Why am I doing this? Am I even good enough? Particularly, and I got to be honest, to get really, really vulnerable, like, I'm around a lot of successful, great, super talented people. And I see myself in a space where, like, I'm not that less talented than these people. So there's
Yeah.
What is about my connection that don't translate? What is about my vibration that don't resonate? And I've had those moments of being like, yo, maybe just ain't for me. You know, I wrote, like, this is not even a plug. I just want you to understand. Like,
no, we had, please, bro.
How real this shit is. Like, the shit that I wrote in this damn book, just to let people know, this is not a plug. I just want you to understand, like, I got there with you. This is going to be a paragraph. I remember writing because I was feeling this. This is not even 2 years ago, or maybe just 2 years now. I even remember saying, after a bunch of shit, but I even remember saying to a close friend for a while at that point that I wondered if some things just weren't meant for me, as if my lack of personal actualization was in some way for the greater good or to allow for someone else's happiness. What if I was supposed to fail? What if that was my story? What if I wasn't meant to be a star in just a dark space that surrounds stars that allows them to shine as brightly as they do? I suppose in time I could have accepted that honestly, that real love, companionship, fulfillment, and freedom may not be for me. That may be all the things and people that I found attractive ultimately had no longevity or gravity to them. That maybe my life was just a manifestation of lust and dust. Like, I was feeling that, like, it just, nothing was lasting, nothing was clicking. I didn't, like, what is it about me that don't translate, that no one was seeing value in, that I wasn't seeing value in it for myself? You know what I mean? And
I think that's what it is. I didn't see it value in myself.
we been.
Damn. I think as artists, creatives, like, I remember when I was going through that, like, I was like, oh shit. Like, niggas used to wake up like, I feel crazy. I feel like shit. And the fact I never experienced that before, I was like, oh shit. And, like, I just think as creatives, as artists, like, a lot of us go through this. Like, we think very differently. You know what I mean? And I think it is the reason why I'm even comfortable on speaking about it now, because in the past I was like, oh, I can't, it's so embarrassing. Because I think these are conversations that help the next person to realize, damn, I'm not alone, or damn, you too. You know what I'm saying? And people who feel like that every day, of their life. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm grateful that I'm out of that. But I think to speak on it, Ava Jenna was having a conversation about COVID, and she said something like, yo, if you caught COVID, yo, you should speak on that shit to let niggas know this shit is real, and they should do these precautions, and and we go back and forth, and it's the same thing. If you went through a dark block, you should let niggas know, like, yeah, I've been down that block, and you know, it's crazy, but it just, you know, it just reminds people they're not alone, and I think that's a branch of love. It just, people don't want to feel alone. They want to feel like they can relate to that, even if it's the best of things, or even might not be the best things. It's still relatable, and there's still some who can feel that. So damn, like even you sharing that with me, I never knew that, and that's just my respect.
The whole book about.
my respect level of understanding. It's just like, you just respect the nigga when you know sometimes that they've been through the fire a little bit, they've been through the rain, and that they remain standing. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think a lot of creatives, a lot of people might go through those time periods, but you know, you got to stay. I don't want to sound cliche, but perspective. You got to stay as positive as possible, and keep good energy around you. It sounds very cliche, but that's how I got out the rut. You know, I would say keeping that good energy around you. Shout out to Regina, certain homies, or shout out to my bro Adam. I remember I just used to take the train to the nigga crib and just like fucking just lay on the nigga couch, like on some Brody shit, and just need somebody to vent to, like, you know, brotherhood. Just like I feel sad, like just real conversations, and maybe he relates or maybe she relates to it, and it could help you, and like, oh, I didn't feel alone, and just certain things I could do to like get out of that. You know what I mean? Because you could stay in those zones, and some people become comfortable with feeling sad about themselves, you know, and then start victimizing themselves, and it becomes quicksand. So to have those individuals around you, or certain habits, to take you out of it is definitely a healthy move. And I'm grateful that I was able to go through those certain motions and feels, and to be where I am right now today, because my appreciation for the simple things. When you've been through the shits, you get me. Your appreciations for the simple is just hit different. You know what I'm saying? It hits different. That's why I'm like, I gotta do this shit for the kids. Yo, I dropped a project with my bro. It's like, I'm just, after like, 2018, I just was like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. I had to slow down 2019 because I was on the high. Like, I got married 2018, dropped a project, I had to slow down. Okay, let me slow down on this creative shit and really like give them some Thanksgiving meals. Because I was so excited. I dropped some shit called last night, just Lucy's. You know, I had to really like, okay, it's good to be excited, it's good to be inspired, because I missed the feeling of being inspired. When I was feeling crazy, I was not inspired. Nigga, I thought I was whack for a little bit, like, or just like, yo, I just didn't feel it. I got tired of rap creating. Ew, don't call me a rapper. I just felt embarrassed, nigga. Like, dead ass. So the fact when I got inspired again, I was on a high, nigga. Like, damn, I miss this feeling. You feel what I'm saying? So I think going into 2020, I finally was at a place in which, okay, let me control this. You feel me? Let me control this inspiration. Let me not go inspiration crazy. Let me not get trigger happy with it. And I think a part of that inspiration is this body of music that I'll be dropping in this project. So yeah, I'm excited, man. And once again, thank you for sharing that, bro. Like, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, man. That's what the whole series is about, man. It's like the honest conversations. Because for me, it was always like my entire life, it's something about communication. Like growing up, ain't nobody talked to me. Older people, my parents, other than my like older cousins, there wasn't nobody giving me jewels. And I'm like, y'all got the answers to the test. At least the way to go get the answers. Like, tell me how to get there. We just wasn't a very communicating family. So when I grew up, it was like always trying to share information. If I know it, I want somebody else to know. If I felt it, I know someone else felt it. It's a real human emotion. I'm not an alien. So if I've been through it, somebody it's about our culture where we only allow the audience give light to those who are on the other side of the tunnel. Like they got the shine, they got their rose. I'm more concerned about the darkness. I'm more concerned about being in that tunnel, being in the struggle, going through the journey, being on the other outside of it. And it's like I want to know you now before the Grammys. You know what I mean? So when you get them, it's like, oh, this is a real person. Real. And if he can go through a darkness and all the emotions, I think even Nipsey was saying this at one time in a conversation, I think with Big Boy, he was like, I felt all the emotions. I went through all the emotions. All the emotions, the highs, the lows, the energizing, the depression, all of it. And that's what everybody goes to, but we don't want to talk about all the emotions. We want to talk about success, happiness, joy. If that was everybody so naked some side time.
It was taboo. Like, I think even when I was going through that, it was like, because I didn't know what it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to be like, oh, shit, this is what it is. You know what I mean? I felt embarrassed. I mean, I was in a cut that whole year, niggas. I was not posting nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think I saw that same interview with Nipsey. And hearing that from Nipsey, it was just like, damn. Like, you human. Like, it just humanizes. Like, because, we live in a world where highlights is the pop. Like, everyone is a highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? And
from the free throw line.
Talk about it. And it's just like, when you can relate, that's why Ye's one of my favorite artists. My homies call me a Ye stan. But
I like that dude. I love that dude. I will never not.
Man, the only thing I don't like about the nigga is why did you wear the red cap? But I think he manipulated his way to get in the room. But whatever, that's a different conversation.
Talk about that in time.
But it's just like, to have the ability to show all sides of yourself, that vulnerability, it's actually a strength.
Yeah.
You know? And hearing that shit from Nipsey, just like, it made me feel like, damn. Okay, I'm not alone. More than anything, I'm not alone. And no one wants to be alone. I think that's what it comes down to. I think that's why certain individuals might go to the deep end of certain situations, because they feel alone. They feel like no one can relate. They feel like no one hears them. Yeah. And when I realized, from friends and peers, that, nigga, you're not alone. Like, I went through this shit too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my older sister. She, like, we had great conversations, and she's like, yo, it's a process. You feel me? It's growing pains. And when you hear certain things, it just puts everything in perspective. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to growth, man. Growing pains is a real thing, but once you get through it, man, it's like going to the gym. That shit hurt. That shit be hurting, bro. But you get me? It's a butterfly effect, man.
And to be quite honest with you, this makes you more human. And this is something that I'm always like interested in seeing artists go through that, because all the artists that I truly fuck with that like touched me at a point when I was looking to be touched have always been the people who've given the most of themselves, talked about their anxieties, their fears, they're going through it. Like if someone says, and again, this is no disrespect to anyone I know, but just like as a big artist, not someone I know, but like a big artist who I wasn't aware of, I wasn't looking for their music, and they just like, oh, I like that person. That's a real person. Started with Bob Marley, of course. We know that. That's just a fact. And then it wasn't really much. I got to be honest with you, for a very long time, because either it was too close, you know what I mean, as a friend, to not even see them in that sort of light. Of course, there was the artist, but it was like, I remember Skepta came on the scene a couple of years, and I was like, yo, this is a real person. I consumed all his interviews. Like, yo, this dude, SZA was another person like that. I didn't have any. I was like, oh, she's talking about real shit here. Like, this is
he's a real nigga. Yeah.
It's like when you meet somebody who has a real story and they're comfortable sharing that real story, you can learn more about them than just their music. You learn more from them than just their music. It's like, you're giving me a sound, but really what you're giving me is a life, a template, a way to go about being. And it's like everything. That's a relationship and a connection that far supersedes anything that a track can give me. To know that this person can do that track and have this talent and still is a real person going through real things, it makes everything possible. Those are the people that you you love for life. And again, even going, Ye, that was what he gave me as a teenager. Like, whether I like didn't pay attention to him as I got older, because maybe some of his views and the way he went about it was what
agreed.
I never stopped loving that dude for what he was. Because you can't hate the person that gave you confidence. You can't hate the person that made you excited. You can't hate the person that like opened up a world that you ain't never seen before. You can't hate them. You may not want to like them, but you can't hate them. That's
you can't hate. That's
true love too.
One thing, I was listening, even the Skepta album. It's a skit. I forgot. I think it's like track 3. Skepta was like, he said something in the skit like, "Man, I feel crazy. Like, I feel like I'm not good enough. Like, I feel crazy." And his man's was on the phone like, "Are you mad, bruv?"
Yeah, you're mad, bruv.
Yeah, like you have the opportunity. You know who you are. You have opportunity to show, like, you have opportunity that niggas out here don't have. Like, these are superpowers, bruv. And it's just like, I connect with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Skepta to like show that side, and even to go to Ye real quick. You can't hate a man who, I was having a conversation with somebody today, and it was funny. It was controversial. Like, yo, move. You cannot tweet this. You would get canceled. It was funny, but it was about Ye, and it was me and Virginia would text her, and she said, "Yo, the elections is looking good right now." I was like, "Oh, Ye in the league?" Just joking.
No, it's good though.
But more than anything, the conversation I was having earlier, my man's was like, we were just talking about Ye, like, yo, this nigga is so fucking confident. He ran for fucking president.
People don't even realize that.
Like, bro, like, he ran for president. Like, it's just, it might sound simplified, just me saying it, but it's just like, yo, this is a nigga who the odds were always against this man, from the car accident, from signing the Rockefeller, the pink polo. Niggas like, yo, you want some fucking weirdo shit, breaking through, birthing so many niggas. He has his faults. I'm not ducking his sick right now, but it's just like something I could say from Ye, and I think you could say the same thing with the teenagers. He sold confidence. He sold believing in yourself. He sold joy. He sold hope. And maybe I don't agree with a lot of the shit that he might talk about or do now, but yo, this man's this man, yo, the nigga became a billionaire when he stopped making music.
Yeah, I can never disrespect the man to a degree when that man like is in many ways and in some respects a large foundation of what like my confidence as a human being is. I remember listening to like the, you know what I'm saying, Graduation, Late Registration, Through the Wire, all of that, like and walking around like at work and being, I'm gonna get out and through this shit, like listening to Slave Ship. I work in the spaceship. I know I'm his and fly. I remember being at work like one of these days I'm gonna get back, you know what I mean, get that and fly, like just I can't explain it, but when it's like somebody giving you your first cup of water, I can't never throw fire on you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't got to bang with you, but I have to have a level of respect. And I think that's what we're missing in culture this day. Disagree with somebody, fine. But you don't got to go to their humanity. You don't got to go to and again, he does wild shit, but this goes beyond Ye. I can disagree with someone's opinion about their worldview that may be in opposition to mine. Maybe my dream is their nightmare and their dream is my nightmare. But I can respect you as a human being and still be like, I love you as a person, as an entity, as a vessel, as your truth, but I can't bang with the things that you agree with. And I wish we can get back to that place in life. And I think we're losing that. We're like attaching people's, like their politics, their religion, their whatever, to who they are in value as a human being. And we shouldn't be doing that. Disagree
at all.
But like, you are a human being still. I don't got to call you a name. I don't got to be like, you know, like, it's just.
I feel like, and also people like, at the end of the day, we got to realize the way that many people just look at celebrities as perfection or as perfect. But these niggas shit just the way you shit. They bleed just the way you bleed. A lot of these niggas not really intelligent that you might, you know, they're human. So it's like they're going to make a lot of mistakes, probably more mistakes than you, because people are watching them. They're being watched. Like, yo. People don't realize the pressure of being like, I would like to be known so I can spread my energy and vibes and energy can come back to me in a positive way, but I'm not horny to be like some famously ass nigga who I feel like I'm not comfortable. Like, if that happens, that's God's will. But it's just like, yo, that shit is stressful. And to live through that, your mom passing, and it's just like, and you're being ridiculed, right? Like, shit is mad. And it's just like, I feel as though it's like a show. It's a shit show. And people, it's like the fucking Truman Show. People will watch these people's lives, like, from the TV, and like niggas is just ridiculing and shitting on niggas and want to cancel them because they didn't say the right thing. It's just like, yo, niggas is human. Like, a matter of fact, how about, you know how much dumb shit you did? Like, reflect on your own life. And it's just like, people just feel as though they have the right and the ability to cancel these individuals. And this is not me being a conductor of the gay train. This is beyond gay. Yo, people gonna say dumb and do dumb shit. That does not give you the right to cancel these fuckers. And it's crazy. Like, we in a different time in which the people have the control. People have to. It's back to people, like crazy, because yo, people are canceling these individuals, not the tabloids.
Yeah,
it's wild. It's interesting. It's an interesting time. It's an interesting time, bro.
We just gotta give people grace, the grace that we want from ourselves, irrespective if you're famous or not. You can be in a relationship with somebody, you could have a friendship, a mother, father, mother, son. It's like whatever it is, son, brother, sister, brother. Like, you would want that same grace. We're all gonna make mistakes. We're all not gonna know, and you don't even know. Like, anybody can know anything, learn something, and like they have their whole shit flipped up, and come back and be like, "Yo, my bad, I didn't know that," or I still agree. Are you gonna accept me? We need to, everybody wants the world to be as diverse. You keep hearing about diversity, inclusion, multiplicity. But what I'm realizing ain't really about that in certain sides. What it is the diversity that you want, the inclusion that you want. You know, like, that's not real diversity. That's not real multiplicity. If you're really about that multiplicity, you got to allow for even the things that you don't like to exist.
The shit that you disagree with to exist.
Exactly.
That's diversity in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Totally agree with you. And it's just, I think it goes back to people like not having the ability to look at themselves before you judge. And it's just like, like, niggas gonna do crazy shit, but it's just like, I just don't think that gives anyone a right to, I'm gonna cancel them. Oh, they said this. Or it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just, like you said, I believe wholeheartedly what you're saying is just the grace. Yo, imagine somebody, your photo, your book, and shit pop, it blows the fuck up crazy. Fucking Kim Kardashian is like, oh, this shit pop, right? Imagine just like, now you are 22 million followers, and everyone watching what Cleon does.
That's super uncomfortable.
It's a blessing, to, you know what I mean? But you feel me? It's like, nigga, niggas, you're being a tablet, like, you'll be so old, you dig up your nose, nigga, like, Cleon is a dirty man. He digged up, this is like, you can't do any, like, take out a white, it's like, and it's just like, people got to realize this, I mean, it's not easy. I don't think the pressure, it's not easy. That's why I respect, you know, famous individuals, celebrity people who are able to just be themselves as well. You feel me? Back to the Yates, back to the Scissors, back to the Skeptas, you know, just that authenticity. You feel what I'm saying? And in the midst of it, you know what I'm saying? So, like you said, I think you hit it on the head, man. Give people the grace that you would want for yourself. Don't throw fire. You said don't throw water on. You said what? What you say? You said some shit. Don't throw water on.
I could never throw fire on somebody that, you know, gave me my first cup of water.
That might be my bio. Sheesh.
I'm about to become
Yeah, I'm saying that's Cleon merch right there. But it's so true. It's so true, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, man.
This even to a larger issue, just with everything. It's like, life is love, B. It's what we're doing here. If you really, like, to me, even if you don't like love what somebody's doing, like, extend them love, extend them time. We've all grown. We've all come from children, and some of us are still adults, but still childlike. So if you truly care about really propagating whatever you believe in and having that spread in the world, you got to spread that with love. You got to spread that with kindness. You got to spread that with patience. Because we all, over the arc of time, we're going to be better people. Right now, I may not believe in you and who you are, but if given enough time, you can become that. You can become more. Let's say we all become more. Just like I want to become more. Who I am today won't be who I am in 20 years or who I am in 40 years, right? For good or bad, based on other people's expectations. But I genuinely believe there's somebody that loved me, that wanted me to become something, become better. And they took my hand and they gave me jewels and they gave me guidance. It's like you do it for a child or for a friend or a brother. Of course, that person's going to become better in love. You can't put somebody, cancel them, put them in a box, have them become vicious, become them emboldened, go to those little dark corners of themselves and the world to find other people like them, have that spread and propagate. And then the world becomes what it is now, divisive. People on each side of things. There's no coming together. There's no middle. Like, that's what happens when you don't want to talk. That's what happens when you don't want to come together. I believe everybody's my family to what at a base level. There's some people I want to talk about, but it's like you. You still my family. We got to come together as a world, as a community, as a country, no matter what happens. It's like at a certain point in time, your annoying relatives gonna come over for dinner. We all got to live in this house together, so we might as well try to be civil and just focus on what we do agree with. Because quite frankly, 99% of shit in life we all agree on: happiness, health, abundance, family, love, joy, having moments of just happiness. Like we all want that. Like if I met you and I didn't know you, would I come to you on some negative shit? Yo, why you wearing a hat? Why you wear glasses? Why you wearing denim? Why your teeth so white? Why your chocolatey? Why your bed so beautiful? Why your don't know. It would be, you'd be trying to find commonality.
Yo, why the fuck a bacon in the back, nigga? Like, nah. I feel, but it's all perspective based, and I think, you hit it, love, man, and I think that's one of my ultimate goals with I think part of my purpose is to spread. One of my good friends, shout out to my brother Jamar Youngblood. He was like, "Yo, Mo, you sell hope." Yo, he said, "Yo, you sell joy." He like, I be on your stories and I just be like, nigga, like you sell joy, it's just, and I think it's an element of love. Like, yo, man, like it's a lot of niggas who wake up in the morning and just be hating, bro. That shit takes a lot of effort. Like, it's a lot of shade room ass niggas out here, and it's just like, that's a sad way to live, bro. It's such a sad way to live. It's not nourishing. It's not nourishing. You don't get anything from that, and it's just like, just piggyback. Yo, man, love. I just want to spread love from the way I speak, the way I move within my music sonically, but also like through my actions. Love is an action word. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like through my actions. When niggas meet me, it's just not like, it's like, yo, I'm gonna treat you like you just said, like we family, like you the Brody off top. So it's just like, sometimes love is a little more difficult for certain individuals, but man, sometimes it's easy to hate, but man, spreading that love and good energy is so important, and something which I'm trying to continue to move with and spread. But it's just like, that shit fire. To spread love, bro. Like that hate shit corny. Like that shit is stressing. To spread being a hating ass nigga is so stressful, bro. Like, god damn, that is stressful. You a hater? Like, damn, like that, like, are niggas be beefing with niggas? Like, you gotta watch your back 24/7. Like, oh my gosh, that sucks. Like, yo, that sounds stressful. Like, spreading good energy and vibes is just like, that's where the fuck it's at. And I feel as though it is changing in a certain sense, you get me? But yo, man, that's where it's at, being a positive individual, like spreading good vibes to the friends is, yo, man, that's where it's at. That hating shit is, I feel sorry for you. And you're really missing out on a lot of greatness that can be, when you spread love, it's a cycle. Like, that shit comes back to you. That's just the law of attraction, bro. And it's just like, yo, you missing out on a lot of good energy. Even individuals that you might not believe their ways of living or thinking, yo, having the conversation with someone that's so different from you might change your perspective and open your mind. Loving is really difficult for some individuals, but when you actually take the opportunity to do so, man, I just think the benefits that come from it is you can't buy that. You can't buy that, and it's so nourishing. It's amazing. Like, yo, love. Look at love as like nourishment. Like baby Nova right now. We loving on her. That's the nourishment. She's like, her energy, her vibration is gonna be so bright, like a supernova. You know what I'm saying? Because of the love that we're just piling on top of her. And not everybody grew up on that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has that, but it's the nourishment. But you know, just because you didn't grow up on it does not mean you can change that. You can't change that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, man, love is where it's at. Respectfully.
You said in another video that I was looking at before, you know, we joined, you said love is free. You said love was the first nutrient that you ever got.
First, bro. That shit is
Nothing like they don't got
like
nothing. You love. You always got that to give. You never broke. Ever.
Never. So the soul stay rich, respectfully. The soul stay rich because love, and it's just like, you get me, like, you could have all the chicken in the world, you can have all the tangibles, but if you don't feel that love, you really broke. That shit don't mean nothing, bro. That's why some people was like, yo, I was the happiest when I didn't have shit, and that's wild. But my ultimate goal is to continue to nourish my love and continue to grow on other aspects. So as I'm levitating, the love is still there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm able to just do things at a higher level with the love. You know, it's just, man, love is, that shit is free, and it don't cost a thing to spread love, bro. It don't cost. And let me break it down, because it sounds very, very cliche. As just, what do you spread, yo, be nice to somebody. Like, yo, what's up, bro? How you feeling? Like, you know, just a simple gesture. You know what I'm saying? I guess loving these days is reposting I don't know. You feel me? Just something of gratitude, just something that you know would make a month, something that you want somebody to do that you would want for someone. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's definition of love is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that shit don't really, it's a lot of things that's expensive out here. We gotta pay bills, gotta pay insurance. The shit is stressful, but yo, love don't cost a fucking thing, bro. That shit is free 99. And that's one thing that, you know, has changed my life, and I'm blessed that I grew up in a loving household. We weren't the richest, solid, you know, middle class type energy, lower middle class, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, you know, mom's got the job, I got the job, so we, you know, moving on up. But it's like, we weren't the richest, but we had that love. Felt so rich because of that love, bro. And I pray that everybody experiences love, even fall in love. Like, nigga, you know that experience the first time you fell in love, Clay?
Bro.
Or being in love, being in love with your lady now. Like, tell me you did not feel rich, bro.
It's not even about being rich. It felt like my life had a purpose, bro. Like, I felt like the future was all in front of me. Like, love. I don't even understand people don't believe in love. Not believing in love is like saying you don't believe in a future. Like, what else is there to get? What else is there to have? Fall in love with, like you said, loving other people, loving yourself, loving your family, like fall in love with doing something. Like, that is love as well. Like, I genuinely, I'm not even joking. I don't understand it. And this is coming from a person who didn't grow up with love, but it was always like, yo, that's what I want. Even not having it, I knew it existed, and that's what I wanted. You know, watching Hitch when I was younger, like, that shit looks wild. You know what I mean? Like, just, I mean, maybe it was a brainwash or whatever, but it was like, I wanted that. I always saw couples and families, and I was like, I want that. I mean, I have grown up with that sort of like togetherness with my family unit, but I knew that was something that we were always seeking. And the reason why my family unit was like that was because the love wasn't strong, because the love wasn't real. And that was the only thing in life to go after. Know yourself, love yourself, then spread love and have it come back to you. That was literally my mission. Like, my life was, yeah. I didn't figure that life a few years ago. All these other moments of like stumbling is just trying to get to other forms of love and other forms of actualization. But like me, myself, finding myself and then finding love and really feeling loved by someone else and knowing that I love somebody else and being in that moment again, being that blessed, it's like, it's an abundance that can't be articulated by words. Like, it's beyond energy, it's beyond like, I mean, I was even a movie Interstellar, not to even bring that up, but I remember it was like like somebody had said, like, the most powerful force in the universe is love because it can travel time, space, everything. Like, if you in Pluto or whatever, and you know you got a family back in the Earth that loves you,
you out. You're out.
You're rich.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing like that. There's nothing else that you could take with you like that. It doesn't matter where you are, it exists.
It's funny. It's like love. I think love and joy, happiness, mind you, they're all branches of the tree of love. I think that shit is like one of the things that keep niggas alive too. It's just like, I think, people, let's say, maybe I could be going off derailing, but like from whether it's depression or a little kid that's sick, some shit, they go to the I don't know, it's someone who's dealing with something. I like when they're surrounded by love, like that shit heals you.
The healing, dude.
Love is really healing because that hope, your energy, your blood flow, it's, you feel what I'm saying? That dopamine or whatever it is, that shit does something to you to keep you going. Like, and I'm just picking what you're saying. Like, it gives you hope. Like you said, it gives you hope, and hope gives you just a reason to want to be alive, want to be here. And shit crazy. Crazy.
Where you are right now in your love phase with the marriage and the wife and the child, your love energy got to be on a level that I hope to attain one day. Because I know it's not the same love I'm talking about. That's the thing. I'm like, oh, there's more to get. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because what I've heard, like that child love is just it's inexplicable. There's nothing like it from what I hear. So it's like that. There's no way to articulate it, so I won't even ask you to. So I know what you're talking about is coming from beyond a lived place. It's like once you get to that fatherhood, from what I've seen from people, it's changing in a way that it's indescribable, the power. Yeah, like beyond the healing, it must be like feeling like you're waking up with force field, like with armor on every day. Like you can do anything.
It's a supernatural feeling, and it's funny. I feel like I was speaking about that. Like I feel like it just reminded me how powerful I am. Just like when I look at Nova, like wow, I created this. Like, and that love just charges me up. Like I could be feeling like shit, and I just look at her. She might spit up on my shirt, and that's just like wow, like damn, I love this girl. It's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing, bro. It's indescribable, and every day maybe by the time she won, I could really express it, but I can't express it right now. It's just like, it still feels very surreal. Me and Regina still wake up like, oh shit, like we got to do this, huh? And it's just like, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. I think they need to create I think, right now, being a mother is not easy. And I think the respect that mothers have been getting, women in general begin over the years, is commendable, and I'm happy. Like even I see, just being a mother is a thing. It's a career, and it's great, and it's well deserved. I remember like back in the day, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, well, she don't got no job, but yo, that shit is that's a fucking job. Yeah. But over the point at which I was trying to make, I think they speak on moms a lot, but man, fathers. They need to start speaking on, like, fathers go through an interesting journey as well. Just like, that's why I might hit up the homie Adrian. Like, he might give me advice and just like, like, yo, bro, like, I remember the first month I carried her and she started crying. I'm like, damn, like, am I doing something wrong? And he's like, yo, bro, she's just a part of it, First month she's going to want the breast, da-da-da. And it's like just learning. It's just like, wow, man. And it's just that community of fatherhood and brotherhood. I think that's something that should be spoken on, especially Black fathers in general. It was because that was something in which they didn't want within the community. And Black fathers are actually the number one, probably the most present in households. It's increased tremendously. But I just think that's something that, I want to make a popular thing of just fathers speaking on the process. It's like, it's a very interesting to see a human come out another human. That shit changes you forever.
It has to. Like, that's beyond, like, you're like, oh, my bad, I didn't realize we were magic.
Yeah.
Because we forget. Like, we act like we're normal, like, we just robots or whatever. Like, we think we iPhones, but we're not. We're living creatures who are magical. We create life. Like, this shit don't create life. These computers don't create life. Glasses don't. Like, we are together. We create life. Like, there's a little move, in your home that you created, like, through love and togetherness and that connection. It's like, that blows my mind sometimes because I don't have any children. It's like, I can't envision the mind, the structure, like Yo, whoa. So me and a person I was with and I loved, obviously, we came together, and then this beautiful creature that becomes a little version of us grows up and becomes a human being with their own thoughts. Like I have thoughts, and then it's like the things that I imbue in that person gives them the jewels and the jewelry to go through life. Like that is just beyond anything I can imagine. But to me, that's everything. In my mind, like I've always wanted to be a father. I've always wanted to be a family. I always wanted to have a family because I didn't have that tutelage. And I was like, if I had gotten the jewels, imagine how many tests and things and mistakes and I could have skipped. How quick, I didn't know myself till I was 25, bro. But how closer could I have been to knowing myself if I had someone who was asking me, do you know yourself? Do you know what you want out of life? What do you want to be? Like, no one asked me those questions. I mean,
especially foreign parents in a sense.
Like, this is no shade to anybody in my family, but it's like, you know, grew up with my pops at a very young age until like 6, 7. Mom picked me up. Hey, we leaving from Jamaica, coming up here. So, you know what I mean? But my mom was on her own journey of love. So she wasn't able to give it because she was in it herself and she didn't have someone to recognize her love and how great she was. So she didn't know how to give it. Who knows what her life story is. So this is no grudge to her, but it's I was in a household where there was no talking. I spoke to my father on the phone. Hey, are you good? Yeah, good. You good? I love you, Dad. And it's like, I mean, seconds, like mom, same thing. She's at work. I'm coming from school. She mad. She upset with her job. Dude ain't treating her right. I hugged my mother when I was in 6th grade, graduation. I didn't hug her again to college graduation when I was 22, like over a decade after. That's the level of separation I'm talking about. There was no conversation about girls, friends, or how you seen the world and what's going on. It was just a hotel with people that just had the same last names or whatever. Like, so when I'm telling you, I didn't know who the fuck I was. I didn't even know my history. Forget my old history. I didn't even know who my mother was. I didn't know who my father was. Like, that's what the whole next book is going to be about, that deep diving. But it's like, these are the things that we really got to get to. Just as you're saying, black men. I want to hear about black men talking about how it is to have the experience of seeing your wife give birth or your woman give birth. The bottling, period, the teething period. I want to know all those things. Those things.
That dialogue has to get shared. It has to get shared.
I don't know. What to expect, what you're expecting. That's not our story. Like, come on, bro. Like, those things need to be like, we need those books. We need those stories. We need those conversations. And we're going to get them. That's the thing about it. We're going to get them.
Now, for sure. We are the generation to bring that forth. You know what I'm saying? To bring that forth. And it's funny, like, some of us, we may have been in the upbringing in which they weren't as expressive, and that's based on their upbringing.
Yeah.
Because imagine how, especially just foreigners in general, but just black men in a sense, their grandfathers probably weren't as emotional or communicative to their father, and they just passed that down. And that's why we are the generation to like break that generational curse. And generational curse, people like, they look at it, but generational curse is just a generational habit. You feel what I'm saying? That is just passed down, and it's up to us to break some of those bad habits, those bad ways of thinking. And when you have your children, you will be breaking that and giving them, you know what I mean? And they will be passing that down to their children. So it's just like, it's an interesting thing, but I hear you. I feel you. This nigga's, woo, you was talking.
You see, this is, I won't even lie, like, I got my own different thoughts about different things, but it's like, we're getting very powerful. We're getting back to our king and our queen and our glory. Like, it's there. That's why I'm like, don't be distracted. That's what I'm telling, like, the people around me, the people who really try to, don't be distracted by the things that are going on. Don't make your life politics. Don't make your life what these other people are engaged into. Don't make your life a white woman's forgiveness story. You know what I mean? Like, no. What you need to do is embrace us. Embrace us, because we're on the right path. We're creating our families back again after cracking shit was thrown into the fucking hood to dismantle our fucking families and our structures. Like, just check this shit out. I went to Josh's, I'm like literally giving away my whole next book, but this is the beginning of it. I went to Josh's family's house in Jersey for Thanksgiving like 2 years ago. Yeah. And I swear to you, I saw stuff there that I never seen in no family. And my family used to, when we were younger, we used to come together. These people, everyone that came into the house, they had to go around, everyone, child, woman, adult men, and like shake their hands, say who they were, and like acknowledge every single person in the house. I mean, it was like 20, 30 people there. Everyone, it was like default activity. At the end, then after everyone ate and mingled, and I'm clearly not Josh's friend, blah, 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 it's just like after that time, they had a family meeting. What is our agenda? Like they set in the roadmap for the next year, not just in the States, but back in Africa, back in Ghana. Like the family is setting the agenda of what they plan on doing internally and externally as their mission for like the upcoming year and into perpetuity. Like, okay, we got to do that. Like business shit, familial shit, they're like solving, not to, hopefully, I don't think Josh would mind me saying this because I'm not saying things specific.
Yeah.
They're talking about like family issues that need to be resolved amongst themselves, and they have their leader. Like Josh's father was the leader, the head, the oldest. Like, okay, we need to do this, we need to reconcile that, and everybody. You would think your cousins or your sisters and your how they were talking so openly. I'm like, should I leave? And I'm just the first time they talking about really, but it was like that's who we are. That's the true community. That's the true togetherness. That's the true love. Like,
that's real community. That's the first level of community.
That's like that vulnerability, that honesty, that like accountability, that agenda setting. That's us. All this extra shit is just a fucking distraction. All this racism shit, a fucking distraction. Once we really start loading up and rebooting our fucking ISO, our generational indigenous ISO, we're gonna be unstoppable. We're gonna be just for everybody. So when I'm talking about like all this shit is an illusion of choice and blah blah blah, like that's because I don't care. Because our true glory is gonna be within ourselves and what we create for ourselves. Like I don't care what's happening in the White House, what's going on in my house, my friend's house, my loved one's house. Those are the things that matter. That's the true glory. That's the true essence. That's the true us overcoming and getting to the next stage. Like we can do everything by ourselves. We don't need any external help. All that is us being a part of society and us being a human family, which is the bigger thing. Of course, it's not just after black people are together, then it's, of course, everybody together. But to me, I'm all about taking care of our house because I believe that we are kings and queens. We are adults. I'm tired of these fucking political and economic conversations as children with our fucking hands out, like, oh, we need this, we need that. No. Get the fuck out of our way. Stop roadblocks up, because we can do all of this shit. We got fucking astrophysicists, mathematicians, scientists, technologists, doctors, lawyers. We don't need help. We don't need nothing. Just stop blocking it.
It's niggas having to realize that we have what we're searching for. It's like a nigga who have the ingredients. They talk about have food. Sometimes you just got to take in the effort to learn how to cook. It's like you have it. We have it. We have what we need. You feel what I'm saying? And I think, some people just lazy or maybe not unmotivated, but especially as black people, we are magical. Probably the most magical beings in race ever. The fact that we went through so much, but we continue to take our struggle and make fucking pie out of it. You know what I'm saying? We are magical, and I just think people just have to take the time and realize that we have everything that we're looking for in many cases, and that goes back to the power of love, because what you just experienced at John's house was the power of love and conversing. And maybe you want to do this and you think you can do it on your own, but your sister, your cousin can give you that gem to like, it's like a puzzle piece. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to, it comes all the way back to love, to me. You know what I'm saying? To being open, to conversing, to collaboration. You know what I'm saying? Because we have that. We don't have to be so external with having our hands out for like fucking $1,500 checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we can make 15 million if we put our heads together. Quick.
I don't want to sit at the table. I want the whole fucking house.
Talk, nigga. I want the city.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to, you know what I mean? But seriously, like, we keep getting into these conversations, already putting ourselves in a place of lesser than, of struggle, of strife, of not having enough, of lack, when we need to, because we are abundant, come in abundantly and ask for abundance and sit in abundance. Like, we all these races, the humanity, we all are our own versions of kings. We all should be at the table saying, this is the way that we want to instruct the world to go. I'm just tired of us acting like we at the children's table. Oh, we need them to come save us. Oh, we need that thing to happen. No, ask them to get out the way. That's the part of the legislation that we would need, and have us do everything else ourselves. We need just get out the way. We can invest in ourselves, do it.
I think it's possible. It starts by having conversations like this. people hearing conversations and taking action, because a lot of things that's going on, a lot of people just talking and there's no action led to it. A lot of people talk about, even like they want the country to be, yo, Biden, nigga, are you even voted in your city?
Right.
It starts minuscule, smaller. Like, it's like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, did you change your socks? Like, you talk about, did you watch your ad? It starts from, you feel me? It starts from,
seriously,
you talking about outside and things like that, but like, it starts from ground level. So I think these conversations that we have are necessary, extremely necessary, but it shouldn't just stop with these conversations. You feel what I'm saying? It should definitely, what actions can we take, you feel what I'm saying, of coming together? And, man, it's about people realizing that, like you're saying, bro, it's just like, man, we can, if we unite and come together and Megatron, the shit that we could create, bro, it's fucking crazy. That's why when I see like black niggas hating on each other, that shit makes me sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like that's not
anything. Like, no, that's one of our brothers. He a part of the game too.
Yeah, like this shit is wild, man. I don't want to cut it, but I might have to head downstairs in a second. Gina texted me. I because of the baby, but
that's family. That's family. That's a beautiful way to end it, man.
But
appreciate your time, man.
But yeah, man, Clea, I really appreciate you as a creative, and I have you grown and evolved, and I'm excited for where you're taking what it is that you're doing. I appreciate you even the gesture of hitting me up. I'm a fan of what it is you do. I'm a fan of this, and I appreciate this, bro. Like, genuinely, dead ass, man. Like, niggas been building for, like, respectfully 2 hours, low key, and it feel like 45 minutes.
I didn't realize
it feel like 45 to 30 minutes. So it's just like, that says a lot about what we speak about, just dialogue. And man, it's important to, like, especially just you being a black brother, a creative family of immigrants. These conversations are so necessary. It reminds us we're not alone. It also reminds us where we're going, and it's powerful. It's powerful, that camaraderie, that uplifting. Like, I feel that much more uplifting. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like when we're speaking on love. Like I think, man, this shit is so important, and it just reminded me. It's crazy because more recently I've been on this app called Clubhouse. No plugs, but it's just certain things. Just having dialogue, the importance of dialogue, and that's what I'm realizing. Like, damn, dialogue is so important, and that's even what I just spoke on. Like, dialogue is very important. Taking action after the dialogue is that much more important, because dialogue brings awareness. Dialogues plant seeds. But what is it that I could do after having this conversation? Like, after having this conversation is making me want to be a better person. Like, dead ass, like, be more sharper. Like, after I get off the phone with you, I'm gonna hold Nova, rock her to sleep, and I'm gonna just write certain my plans for, like, the next 8 months, just real quick. I have like 3 more months that I have planned, but it's just like, it just makes me want to be better. How can I, like, build with my brother? It's so that's the power of dialogue, conversing with people. It's man, that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm so blessed and grateful that I have the ability to write words over beats and people can connect with it. That's dialogue. Like, that's something I never take for granted, to have the ability to do that. It's people around the world, around different countries, who appreciate my music, and it's just like, that's why I do it. You know what I mean? To share that energy. That's why I do it, because when I get that, when I get the energy back, it reminds me why I do this, and it's just like, that dialogue is powerful, and it's free, and it all goes back to, like, dialogue, sharing that energy. It's all under the tree of love, man. So I think, you know what I mean, us doing this is love. I appreciate this. Thank you, brother. And
just thank you for that. I receive all of that. And I was going to say, thank you for your time from then till now, because just some random dude showing up with whatever, a camera, or just have a conversation. You don't have to be, you don't have to be as open as you are, because you could definitely be on some, like, nah, I'm Moruf type shit, and I would have took it at that, and I guess that's Moruf. Like, not that you and everyone else who's joined me so far has been so open. I just really appreciate you guys for that, because, like, this is what I love, genuinely. And I'm glad that you said what you said, to end it. Like, what is the work that I can do and we can do and that we all can do to put the words into action. Even if it's just like you making your bed, you taking care of your daughter, you take care of your girlfriend, you clean up your not throwing trash on the floor in the neighborhood, you go shopping local, whatever it is, like all of that adds up.
Oh, the little things, bro. It's just we could be so overwhelmed of like, that's what I realized. I woke up this morning so heavy because of the election. Then before I walked out, I kissed Regina and I kissed Nova. And it's just like the little things. It's just like, but moreover, it's just kind of like, what is it that we could do? Like, it's the little things. We don't have to overwhelm ourselves. And like you said, man, a drop makes a fucking bucket full. It's just like the little things. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and let's not overwhelm ourselves, you know? Let's not overwhelm ourselves, you know? It's possible. Every little, you know, celebrate the tiny wins, because those tiny wins, it builds the muscles, man. It builds the muscle. That one push-up does something. Don't get it twisted. That one push-up helps. You feel me? That one jog, 30, it does something. It does something. So that's what I'm learning. And this conversation and people hearing it, it does something. It does something. It does something. And I think, you know, something that I'm going to walk away with is like the power of dialogue and the power of taking action after dialogue. And that action after the dialogue does not have to be the most triumphant thing, but it can be just a simple gesture. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know.
I appreciate it, man. This has been a blessing. Thank you.
Likewise, brother. I appreciate you, Clee, and yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all.
Speak soon. I'm gonna let you know when it's up. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and there's been another one.
Say bless, y'all. I'm gonna holler at you, Ken. 1-1.